versus mass entry. Indian education system have been longly admired for its institutions like NITs, IITs and other central universities. And all these universities have been a dream for both parents and students for its rigorous academic standards and academic excellence. However, according to the recent reports published by JOSA, it releases that it indicates that the merit thresholds have been declining considerably. According to the data, the AIR ranks of the students who have been scoring really less are also attaining seats in these reputed universities. And the factors are many. We are going to discuss those factors in this video. It's that there has been a significant decline in the meritocratic framework that was earlier adopted for the admission of the students in the colleges. One such example of this decline can be that a male applicant with 13,10,799 A rank has been admitted to an engineering college, whereas a female applicant with 12,10,799 rank was able to secure the same position with even a lower A rank. So the female was able to achieve the same seat due to the female supernumerary quotas existing in that college. So it can be certainly understood that the students are able to achieve the same seat with limited academic screening, which will eventually lower the academic standards existing in these colleges. So one of the reasons of these attracting the students with these quotas is because of the increasing numbers of NITs and other central universities in remote areas. So the applicant to seat ratio is not in pace. The seats are increasing, the applicants are lower in these remote areas. So these institutions are attracting and filling these seats at any cost by not realizing that it will eventually lower the academic standards. The reason that lies behind this filling of seats with limited academic screening is quota expansion without expanding the infrastructure of these universities. So basically the government is aiming to create an equitable environment for all students. That is fine, that they want to admit students on the basis of home-based quotas, reserved categories and other gender-based numerary categories. That's fine. However, if the infrastructure will not increase in terms of the number of students, in terms of the number of hostels that are present, it will eventually impact the learning environment that is provided to these students. And due to the learning environment, they will not be able to study in the manner that these institutions were earlier providing education to the students. So eventually these quotas will impact the academic excellence and standards of these universities. The factor that can impact the level of academic excellence and standards of these universities is lack of awareness. So there in these rural areas, there are many students who are not able to fill the examination, who are not able to sit in the examinations required for the admission in these universities because they don't know the deadline when these exams are happening, and due to which they are not able to get into the universities. The seats are there, but the applicants that actually deserve those seats are not able to sit in the examination because they don't know the deadlines of when the entrance examination is happening. And the students who are low performers, who score low grades, but those who have the information actually end up getting into the universities, which will eventually impact the academic standards of these universities. To me, one of the major reasons that actually exist for lowering these academic standards and filling in candidates is the pressure on these universities to fill the seats. So university also deals with the pressure from the government that why the seats are vacant in such reputable institutions, due to which they are ready to take in the applicants even with low scores. So that is actually will eventually demotivate the students to get into these universities, because the excellence and the standards that these universities were able to build in the past will not be able to build in the future, because they don't have high performance now, because students with low marks are able to get into the universities, which will eventually lower the academic standard. Discuss now the actual consequences of this taking in the applicants without limited academic screening. So the first and foremost consequence will obviously on the academic standards and excellence of this university. The second consequence will be the demotivation of high performing students to take part in these universities and get admission into these universities. The third consequence will be faculty burnout, because now they have to deal with a lot of applicants with low scores. While earlier they were having a high scorers all around, now they will have to deal with low scorers. So this will eventually lead into faculty burnout. And fourth, this will eventually reduce the reputation of these universities in the Indian education system and all over the world. It will be that these quota generated applicants in the universities can actually lower the academic excellence and standards of these universities, which will lower their reputation all over the world. So where the India is aiming to be an education hub for all the applicants from all over the world, now the quota generated applicants can lower the standards of these universities. Last and the major consequence of this quota generated applicants in these universities will be the decline of the reputation of these Indian institutes all over the world. So aspirants will no longer from the world will no longer be interested in getting into these universities, and the numbering and the ranking of these universities will eventually decline. So the meritocratic framework, which earlier required students to enter into the examination and score high A rank to get admission into these universities, was actually leading to excellence, academic excellence, and increase in the academic standards. And according to me, these quotas will eventually lead to faculty burnout and decrease in the academic standards. What are your viewpoints on this?